classic class can you name? Now try to name all my classics. You feel me? DJ Drama, fuck these niggas.
What's going on, man? You tuned in to a brand new episode of the Straight Facts Podcast. It's your host, Zell. I know it's been a long time, bro. It's been a while. I haven't seen y'all since last year. We got so much catching up to do. This episode itself is going to be one of them episodes that's going to, try to get y'all back in the wing of things, get y'all to understand where I've been and what's been going on and how I've been. Basically giving you a life update, but at the same time, spinning a couple hot topics in there. But I'm back, man. It's episode 50. It's season 4. I know I've been teasing season 4 since man, I've been telling y'all I was coming back on season 4, I think like July, I think. I was saying, I'll be back for season 4, and I never came back. It was so much that was going on, man. As you can see, I started a business. I started a beard care business. I have shampoo, wash, and also oil. Anybody that's interested in that, the description would be in the information would be in the description at the bottom below the video. But I started a business, man. Life started to life like a motherfucker. Y'all know last year was my very first full year of being in Texas. You know what I mean? I just hit my anniversary last month. It's been a year down here. So a lot of shit been going on, man, since I've been gone. I've been seeing a lot of people starting podcasts. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about controversial things on the internet. And it used to be times I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm finna come back. Fuck that. I'm finna get in this. I'm finna say this. I'm finna say. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I don't hold back. I say whatever I got to say. I go in debates. I talk about things. I put my input on things. So, if you follow me on Twitter, you know this ain't shit new. I'm still the same Zell. I'm still the same person. I'm still a host of Straight Facts Podcast. I'm back, man. I'm happy to be back. Let's get into where I've been, Doug. Where I've been, I didn't fucking move since I dropped my last episode. I had a couple jobs since I dropped my last episode. Like I said, business done started since I dropped my last episode. But I'm back, man, and like I said, it feels real good to be back. I've been teasing this for a while. So to finally be back, to drop this episode, to give y'all some straight fucking facts, man, it was time. I'm back. But I've been out the fucking country too. As y'all can see, I went to Mexico. I went out to Mexico for the first time. That was the first time I ever was out the country. I had a good time out there. I advise anybody whoever never been to Mexico or never been out the country, period, I advise you to go out the country, bro. Get an all-inclusive situation and go out there. When I first went out there, I kept telling my girl, and I kept asking her mama too, so damn, everything free? I'm like, is everything in here free? You know what I mean? To the drinks, to the food, is all this shit, is everything free? She like, yeah, everything free. Where I come from, dog, free shit come with a price. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's just see when I get there. I got there, bro, and everything was free, bro. I got drunk as fuck every day. I ate good every day. I had a good time with my girl. I had a good time with her friends. Shout out to Jackie. Congratulations to her and Dan. They got married out there. We was able to see that. We was able to meet new people, hang out with different people. It's different motherfuckers that come from around the world to come down to Mexico and hang out and have fun. So it was a good time, bro. I'm going back to Mexico in August for Troy's birthday, so I'm very excited about doing that again. What else I gotta talk about before we get into the episode? Basically, as far as podcasts, I haven't really been listening to a lot of podcasts. It's reasons for why I haven't been listening to a lot of podcasts. My opinion about podcasts has definitely changed. My mood about podcasts has definitely changed. And that plays a role in why I kind of fell back. And I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that, I'm just going to give y'all a rundown. As far as podcasts, like I said, I see a lot of people, starting new podcasts, doing new things. And, big shout out to y'all. Hopefully y'all stay at it. Longevity is very important. Consistency is very important inside of this type of business. So, for those who's just starting or kicking off or thinking about doing a podcast, I think the number one advice I can give you is just stay consistent, bro. That's the most important thing. I think that was the hardest part about me falling back because I felt like, damn, I've been so consistent for so long, and for me to be dragging out this season for so long, it kind of bothered me a little bit, but at the same time, everything happened the way it happened. The timing was perfect. My take on podcasts right now, I feel like the game is fucking watered down, bro. I feel like the podcasting game is sauced the fuck out, and I feel that way because there's specific people that's doing it just to be doing it for some type of notoriety or popularity. You know what I mean? They not taking this shit serious. Like a lot of people just doing it just to be doing it because they ain't got shit else going on. They ain't got shit else to do. I have not been listening to no podcasts like that. I've been seeing them pop up or whatever. Like as far as like I said, I've seen people starting podcasts and joining it and shit like that. Like I haven't really been tuning into no podcasts. I haven't even been tuning into Big Facts, and everybody know that I'm big on Big Facts, bro. Big Facts podcast is my shit. I always tune into Big Facts. Always inspired to go on Big Facts, but now it's like it is what it is, bro. Like I don't even give a fuck about it no more. Like it's really not what I thought it was. Like I said, that plays a role in how sauce podcast is too. Like I feel like Big Facts became sauced. I feel like a lot of podcasts that's coming out, they not putting out the information. You know what I mean? Like it's important to, inform your crowd when you're doing a podcast. Like you can go in there and crack jokes, talk shit, talk about certain people, but at the same time, it's like you got to be as informative as possible, dog. Like you got to be able to talk about what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm going to get into that. I'm going to talk about what's going on, but the reason why, like I said, I fell back from podcasting is because of life and because of how I felt about podcasting. I felt like it was ran the fuck down. I felt like it wasn't exciting to me no more. You know what I mean? I had to figure out my why again. You know what I mean? I had to figure out why I started podcasting. Why did I haven't had the thoughts of podcasting from Jump Street? I had to figure out my why. I felt like for a while before I had a thought about coming back. I felt like I had to come back because I was obligated to come back. I was obligated to come back because people were looking forward to it. But at the same time, it was like, it didn't sit well with me feeling like, oh damn, I gotta do this because this is what other people want me to do. But I didn't even really know my why and why I was doing it no more. I had to go back to understand that I was started podcasting and doing this because this was something I love to do. And I had to sit back and understand, and I had to let it soak in that I lost the love for it. And I had to figure out why I lost the love for it. Why I fell back, why I didn't want to do it. I can't just blame it on me starting businesses. I can't just blame it on life happening because there's people with big podcasts and life happens for them every day, but they still find a way to keep doing what the fuck they doing. You know what I mean? So I had to really, really sit back and figure out my why, bro, and why I started doing this certain shit, doing this podcast, doing Straight Facts. And a lot of people used to always ask me on Twitter and shit like, yo, what's going on with Straight Facts? Like, when you coming back? Like, what's going on? Like, what you doing? And I used to have this dumbass excuse like, bro, it's on the way. It's on the way. Me knowing for sure, I didn't even know when I was going to drop this shit. I didn't even know when I was going to have the determination to put something out. You know what I mean? I was so comfortable with not doing it no more because, like I said, I lost my why. I lost my love for it. I didn't know, it wasn't important to me. It was just an obligation. You know what I mean? And I had to really sit back and be like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing it. Even my girl used to get on me like, what you got? What's going on? And the best advice she used to always give me is like, come back when you're ready to come back. And I'm like, and I never discussed it with her. I'm just sitting back like, yeah, you right. But at the same time, I'm not keeping it real. I'm not telling her like, yo, I lost the love for this shit. I don't want to do this shit no more. You know what I mean? I lost the love, and I know there's a lot of people out there that podcast that probably fell in this same cycle before. They probably felt like, I don't know, this ain't some shit out there. People ain't fucking with me no more. Now, don't get me wrong. My reasons for falling back had nothing to do with people fucking with me or not. You know what I mean? When I first did podcasting, when I knew my why of doing it, I did this shit because this is what I wanted to do. I was putting out work because this is what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I always knew I was going to appease some type of crowd. I already knew that I was going to get some type of crowd, to tune in, to listen to what I had to say every week. I knew that already. You know what I mean? Did I sit back and be like, you know what? I need at least 50 or 60 people to listen to my shit. That was never me. I was never one of the people that sit back like, yeah, I need 1,000 people to listen to my shit. I need 50 people to listen to this. I need 60 people. I've never been that person, bro. I put the work out because this is what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to have a platform where not only I can expose myself, but I can expose my guests that I have sitting next to me. You know what I mean? I didn't do this because I wanted to be this popular person. That shit just came with the game. You know what I mean? Like basically, that was the trophy of this shit. This when you knew that you was winning in this shit, when you had a group of people following you. You know? So that was never my thought. Not even today, before I even dropped this episode, that's not even my thought right now that damn, I hope motherfuckers fuck with it. There's no disrespect, but respectfully, bro, I don't care who mess with it or not. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm putting out. I figured out my why again. I figured out why I wanted to drop something again. I figured out why it was important for me to start the season. It was perfect timing right now. You know, and life is lifing like a motherfucker right now for me, but at the same time, it was like, it's perfect timing. And that's why I sit back and be like, there was no excuse for me not to drop this shit last year. You know what I mean? Because life was lifing back then, it's lifing right now. Life is going forever life, bro. So there's no time and place where you can just be like, you know what? Let's get this shit done and then I can focus on that. You know what I mean? Because if I left it in that hands of thinking like, I'm going to just knock this out right here, then I'm going to focus on my podcast, I would never start it again. You know what I mean? I had to figure out my why. Why was it important for me? You know what I mean? And that just goes back to like, when it comes to whys and obligations, it's like a lot of people misconstrue their whys with their obligations. Those are two different things, bro. Obligation and a why is two different things. Just like when you can ask a motherfucker that go to work, you can be like, hey, yo, why did you go to work? You know what I mean? Why do you go to work? The first thing they're gonna say, well, shit, I gotta get this money. I got bills to pay. I got rent to pay. I got mouths to feed. So you don't have a why of why you go to work. You go to work because you're obligated to go to work because you have mouths to feed. You have bills to pay. You need money in your pocket. I feel like the only people that has a why when it comes to work is people that love their jobs. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of us, we don't love our jobs. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a why in it. There's not even just, we ain't gonna just concentrate on the 9-to-5 workers. There's people that went to school for 4 to 8 years and they don't even know why they did it. They did it because they feel like they was obligated to do it because that's what their family wanted. That's what their friends wanted. That's what the schools pushed on them. Like, oh, yo, you got to go do this just to get you a career. Like, a lot of people are moving off obligations, bro. A lot of us, we don't know why we doing certain shit, bro. You know what I mean? We just doing it because we feel like we obligated to do it. We not doing this shit because, oh, I'm doing this because I actually love it. I'm doing this because this is what I actually really want to do. You know? So there's the difference between that. Just like it can be with jobs, it can be with podcasts, it can be careers, it can be even with parenting. A lot of parents are only parents because they're obligated to be parents, bro. The parents that know their why behind why they are parents, them the parents that's going to hold their kid's hand through every walk of life until they leave this motherfucker. Those parents that don't do that, they look at you like, oh, well, you know what? You grown. You don't need me no more. Like, it is what it is. You can figure it out yourself. Them are the type of parents, bro, that feel like they's only there they fulfill their obligation. And it's sad as fuck because if you can be 30, 40 years old and you can have a parent that feel like they fulfill their obligation and you can even ask them, why you became a parent? They wouldn't even have an answer for you, bro. They became a parent because they was obligated to be one because they laid down, they fucked, they had sex, they had a baby. So now that's another obligation for them to take care of that baby. They don't even know why. They don't even have a why, bro. I don't want to get off topic or anything like that, bro. I found my why. And I encourage everybody out there. And it took me a while. You know what I mean? I can't even sit here and tell y'all that, like, I knew my why back when season 3 was popping off. You know what I mean? I got to reflecting and looking back at some of my episodes. Some of my episodes were so rushed, bro. It was so like, and a lot of people probably look at it and be like, oh, that was good. That was good content. You did a good job. But me being one of my biggest critics, bro, I feel like I can do better. You know what I mean? And I plan to do better this season. I plan to be more informative this season. I plan to be more prompt this season. I plan to be more engaging this season. I plan to give anybody an opportunity, bro, that want to get on my platform and expose themselves. You know what I mean? I'm here for that. You know, since I found out my new why to why I'm doing this, bro, I have a whole new outlook on the podcast. You know what I mean? That's why now, since I have a whole new outlook on it, that's why I don't really listen to certain podcasts no more. I don't even pay attention to certain podcasts no more. The last podcast I listened to was the No Jumper podcast with Christian Rock and Blueface. That's the last one. And the only reason why I looked into that one is because it was so controversial. Everybody was talking about it. So I had to look into it myself. I basically listened to the audio first, and after listening to the audio, I was like, okay, I gotta put a face to this shit because they was villainizing the shit out of that woman on the internet. So I'm like, okay, let me put a face to this shit. Let me watch the video. So as I watched the video, and I seen the body languages and everything, I seen a lot of shady ass shit, bro. A lot of shady ass shit. And I encourage y'all out there to go out there and take a look at that. Watch that podcast. Watch the visual. Don't even pay attention to the audio. Watch the visual of the podcast. Because like I said, this was the very first podcast I listened to since I got back to listening to podcasts. So I kind of want to get into that one because it's still on my mind. And it's only in my mind because it's one of the most controversial podcasts that's out there right now. Those that know, they know. You know what I mean? I listened to it. I checked it out on the video. And I have a lot of questions, bro. I have a lot of questions. And the thing is, like, we all are vandalizing Krishan Rock. We all making it seem like she's a villain. You know what I mean? We all making it seem like she's just this crazy ass person. But I ain't gonna say us. I'm gonna say these people in this podcast and certain people on the internet. Majority of men, bro. There's a lot of men that's on the internet that's attacking Krishan Rock. And nobody's holding Blueface accountable. And I feel like, don't get me wrong, Krishan Rock is toxic. Blueface is toxic. But Blueface a fucked up person too. Krishan Rock is not much of a hooked up person. She's just a toxic person, bro. And on this podcast, this guy Sharp from the No Jumper podcast, he basically was disrespecting the hell out of her. You know what I mean? Speaking down on her, looking at her crazy, yelling at her, and like Blueface just sitting there laughing it up, bro. I could never in my life sit there and let a man disrespect my woman, bro. But that's just the difference between niggas that actually love a motherfucker or just fuck with a motherfucker because the benefits of what comes with them. And I feel like Blueface is one of them niggas. I feel like don't get me wrong, I feel like he love her, but I don't think he love her enough to like actually defend her and actually really want to settle down and be with her. You know what I mean? I feel like he fuck with her due to the benefits that comes with her. But that's either here or there. But I checked out that podcast, and like I said, I think y'all should check that one out. They really made it seem like she was just this bad person. And a lot of y'all got to start. Y'all can't have selective toxic. Y'all can't have selective toxicity. You know what I mean? Y'all can't sit there and watch her and her baddies beat the shit out of a couple women and be like, oh yeah, I fuck with her, woo woo woo. But then when it comes to her drama with this fucking boy, yo, she toxic, she this, she that, she that. Krishan is displaying the same behavior she was displaying in baddies. It's just a different fucking show. Zeus need to be called the fuck out because ain't no way in hell they should still be allowed to record and promote domestic violence. You know what I mean? That Krishan and Blueface show, that shit is pure domestic violence, bro. But they still able to record and get away with the shit because money talks. It's a money thing. So I checked that one out, and I advise y'all to check that one out too. I checked another podcast out. I forget the name of it. I just seen a clip of it. I'm not gonna say I watched the whole thing. I watched a little bit of it. I seen a clip of it, and I seen some shit about natural bodies and BBLs and all this other stupid ass shit. And honestly, bro, what's the problem? You know what I mean? Like, where we at with this shit right now? Like, what's wrong with a BBL? What's wrong with a BBL? There's a lot of women saying, oh, you know, natural is everything. There's a lot of niggas saying, oh, natural is everything. And then niggas on there talking about some, oh, yeah, I miss how natural women was. And I love, this is coming from a nigga that women never looked at or picked. So how you gonna be the spokesman for all men, bro, when women never looked your way, bro? You was never picked. So who made you the national spokesman of this shit? There's nothing wrong with a girl getting enhancements to herself, to her body. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with it. People made a mockery and a big deal about women wearing makeup, women wearing weave, and these are the same niggas getting beamed up on their line and every time they get a haircut. It's the same shit. They just got makeup, you got beamed. It's the same shit. Women got an issue with girls with BBL, excuse me. And don't get me wrong, I don't know the fucking name. I don't have it off back, but it's the damn surgery when your stomach gets small. I don't know if it's called VSG, whatever the fuck. Y'all get what I'm saying, because y'all know somebody that got one. Maybe you got one. That's cool. Y'all have an issue with girls with BBLs, but y'all are going to get surgery and making your stomach smaller to help y'all lose weight. It's the same shit. It's enhancements. There's nothing wrong with a woman enhancing herself. They made a big deal about Bandman Kevo. He done went and got some abs. He done got whatever he got done. He wanted to enhance himself. They said that about Drake. Drake enhanced himself. There's nothing wrong about enhancing yourself, bro. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong about a woman going to get a BBL or anything. This whole thing about you miss natural women, but at the same time, y'all tease fat women. Ain't that their natural state? Yeah, if you look at it, you be like, oh, well, you know, everybody's supposed to be smaller. That's fine, but that's her natural state, though. She have no surgery. She's just a big girl. Could she still be accepted, or is she gonna be made a mockery? None of this shit really makes sense, bro. But I checked a little bit of that. I'm just at a point where I'm just tired of hearing about the same shit in podcasts. I'm tired of hearing about BBL. I'm tired of hearing about how women should be, how men should be, how this should be, how that should be. Bro, the moral of the story, find you somebody that accepts you for who the fuck you are, bro. And move on with your life, man. It's that simple. The problem is, and the reason why we got these type of podcasts that bring up these type of questions and talk about this type of things, because men and women are out there trying to change they trying to change the person they want to be with. They go find a motherfucker. They act as if they accept them for who they is, but at the same time be trying to change them. You know what I mean? You can't change people, bro. You know what I mean? And talking about somebody getting surgery or some shit like that, bro, that's not going to help your chances with nobody, dog. It's screaming insecurity. You sound extremely insecure. So, I don't understand that. That's what I've been looking at as far as podcasting, me trying to get back into podcasting. That's all I really kind of seen out there. I seen that Bree just kicked out her season. Shout out to What's Up Bree. She just kicked off her season. Big Money still doing what he doing, real street comedy. Shout out to him. The Rose Room, you know, I just talked to her the other day. She basically said she got her season dropping next month. So I'm getting back in the wing of things, bro. Like I said, I'm not gonna rush my way into checking everybody workout or getting back into podcasting. You know what I mean? I'm slowly getting back in it. Like I said, I really haven't checked out a podcast or listened to a podcast since recently. But before recently, bro, it was like probably like April or May of last year. That's the last time I actually, you know, really sat back and paid attention to a podcast. But I want to close this episode out with, tax season. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let me get into that real quick before we close this out. Because it is tax season or whatever. Shout out to those who's getting a big refund. I know I'm not getting one. That doesn't mean I'm not telling y'all that I owe some money. Now, I'm not going to be like these motherfuckers out there basically saying like, oh, you know, that season scared me because, you know, it's different. Y'all be ready for a refund and they be coming after me. I'm scared. Like, dude, stop piping your fucking self up like you getting some type of money. Because at the end of the day, you could be a guy that's working at McDonald's. If you go exempt the whole year, you're going to owe some money. It's that simple. Owing money does not have anything to do with you being in a different type of tax bracket. Owing money has something to do with you not paying taxes a whole year. If you have no taxes coming out your check for a whole year, yes, you're going to owe some money. Newsflash, you're going to owe some money. I'm not saying that everybody out there are lying about, they scared of tax season and stuff like that. Maybe some of y'all scared of tax season because y'all behind on y'all taxes. Maybe y'all still owe tax money from back in 2016, 2018 because you not filing your taxes, whatever the case may be. But this whole mockery of people trying to make it seem like it's a problem for people to be ready for their taxes or it's a problem for tax season and shit like that. Like, bro, get over it, dog. You know what I mean? We in a whole fucking inflation, bro. Ain't nobody really getting no type of money like that, bro, to a point. Not no legal money. Ain't nobody really getting no legal money to a point that you be like, oh, no, I'm scared of tax season. Like, no. Ain't nobody touching that much legal money in no motherfucking inflation. So, that's cap, bro. Yeah, season 4 is here. Pretty great to end this episode. I wanted to make this a little short. Just wanted to make this episode like as informative as possible as far as like where I've been, what's my goals going forward, helping other people out there, figure out their whys and why they doing certain stuff, and stop misconstruing your whys with your obligations, because there's two different things. This season is gonna be it's gonna be epic, bro. Like I already have like 3 people I know coming on for sure this season. I got 3 people coming on for sure. I got a business podcast I plan on doing. I plan on getting my barber on here. I plan on being as informative as possible this season, bro. I'm planning to do something different on my podcast. I don't want it to just be me on here talking about messy shit, or me on here talking about stuff that I don't really have all the facts about. I don't really know what's going on. I mean, this podcast is called Straight Facts, so whatever I'm saying on here is damn near straight facts. So, basically, I just want to be as informative as possible this season. So anybody out there that's in the Texas area, or not even in the Texas area, we can do some Zoom shit. We can get something together. I'm back, baby. I'm back, and it feels good to be back, man. This is episode 50, man. Why is that obligations? Oh, hold on. Let's give me some shout outs before I get up out here. I got this real deal shout out I gotta make. Big shout out to my girl. Like, my 1 year anniversary of being here was tough, bro. But my girl kept me level headed, bro. She kept me going. There was times I wanted to just be like, fuck this shit, and get the hell up out of Texas. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. But my girl kept me level headed, and I just wanted to give a shout out to her before I end this stuff. Everybody be out there, be smooth, man. Be safe, man. This is episode 50. Why is it obligation? Straight Facts Podcast. Big Zell.